Alright everybody, we're going to start making some cake pops today. I made these Dragon Ball Z cake pops for a birthday, and I'm going to show you guys how to make them and how I started. So, let's get started. So first you're going to use your cake. I had used a chocolate cake, and this was some American buttercream that I used. And I put it in a bowl. It doesn't really matter which bowl you use, just make sure it's big enough for you to start crumbling it up. And this is what it looked like after I had crumbled it up and added the frosting in there. Those little brown spots are like a little bit of the hard cake. I like to leave them in there just because I think it makes the cake pop taste good. And next, I'm going to show you how I was rolling them into a ball. I apologize for the angle. Sometimes I record by myself, so I'm trying to fix it to where you guys can see it too. So I apologize about that, but I am rolling them out, and I don't use a scooper. I just base it off of my eye. And the way I do it is I just pick it up with my hand and then just start rolling them in a ball in between my fingers. Well, not in between my fingers, in between my two palms. And I sometimes cup my hand as if I was getting water out of a sink or just picking up water. And that's how I sometimes roll them, just to make sure they stay in that ball shape. And I roll them until I think they're a nice size ball. Sometimes it can take a while, or sometimes if I'm rolling them and I realize maybe I need a little bit more frosting, I'll add a little bit more frosting. And again, I apologize for the angle. I didn't realize it was this bad because you actually can't see me rolling at all, which is the whole purpose of the video. But as you can see, my dress and my hands are moving vigorously, so I'm doing a lot of work right now. And I'm still making balls. Oh, there's two. And another thing that I like to make sure when I'm rolling them, I like them to be in a nice ball shape, and I really don't see any deformities or any protrusions because I like them to all look the same. But I know, like, me using a scooper isn't gonna make them all look the same. Oh, we're getting somewhere, guys. I now have 1, 2, 3. I have 8, and I'm working on my 9th one. I had to make 21 Dragon Ball Z cake pops, and at first I was gonna use fondant for the stars, but then I was looking at someone else's page and I saw that they used sprinkles. So all I did was the gold sprinkles that are on the table, I just got a little bit of red food coloring and I mixed them up, and that's how I got them to be red. And I didn't record this part, but I just used the candy melts. That's how I got them to stick onto the cake pops. After I dipped them, I let them sit for a little bit and put a little bit of candy melts on the back of the stars, and then that's how I got them to stick. I didn't do it immediately after I dipped the cake pops, but I let them sit, and actually I let them dry. I realized as I let them dry. Okay guys, I made this a lot better. I realized the second time I actually recorded. So I showed you the cake and then about how much icing I used. Maybe a little bit over a table, that looked like over a tablespoon, but I always, like, my cake was really moist. I actually didn't refrigerate this cake because I was using it for cake pops anyways, so it really didn't matter. So this is the second cake. I used 2 full cakes to make 21 cake pops. I actually had more left over, and I actually still do. I used the rest to make some cakesicles. But this is how you can see how I'm crumbling it up, and you really have to work it because sometimes you don't need more frosting. Sometimes you just need to keep working the cake and the frosting just to get it to the consistency that you want. I don't think I added more frosting to this. I think I just kept working the frosting and the cake. And I like to push down on it and almost use it like as if I was making biscuits, because that's how you can see, for me at least, that's how I can see if it's the consistency for me to roll it into a ball. And I mash it down, I turn it over, and then like how I'm doing right now, I roll it to see if it's good, and I check it to see if I get any major cracks, because then that shows me, yeah, it's not ready and I need to keep kneading it, just like how I just did it. So now I'm just going to keep kneading the cake, and like that, when it starts forming like this is how I know that I'm getting close, or I am where I need to be to start making cake pops. And if I do start getting cracks when I'm rolling my balls, what I do is I cover up the cracks with candy melt. I take a toothpick and I'll dip it in the candy melt after I have gotten it gotten the candy melt consistency to where I want it to be, and I'll just go over it with the toothpick with the candy melts just to cover up the cracks after I've put the sticks inside of them. I didn't record myself putting the sticks inside, but I show you what it looks like when I have put the sticks inside of them. And like I just did right now, and this one's a little deformed, and now I'm showing you how I dip them. Now I just go straight down and then I pull it up. The only reason I didn't shake this one off was because my chocolate was a little thick, and also I had taken them out of the freezer. Another tip, after you take them out of the freezer, you should let them sit out and get room temperature, because if you don't, all of the chocolate will not pool down at the bottom. It actually goes to other parts, and you can tell because the cake pops start to sweat. Alright guys, so this is what the cake pops look like when I was finished with them, with the 4 stars that I dyed. And I wanted to let you guys know, I promise I'm gonna get better at recording so you guys can actually see everything. This is one of my first videos where I did a voiceover while I'm doing it, so I'm going to get better. Just don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, guys, and comment on what more videos you guys would like to see. I'm always willing to try something new. See you guys on the next video.